All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right, guys.
Okay.
Kyle, friends, family, billions of fans. I want to welcome everyone to our new podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Or welcome here for the first time.
Welcome here for the first time. Hey, you're a first-time listener. We appreciate you. This is our first episode of Kyle and Chris Explore the Universe. And our last podcast, which was my God-given birth name, Bobak.
Do you guys believe in God?
You know, I believe in
Yeah.
fast food after when I'm drunk.
Sure.
But it was more of nobody could really find it. It's kind of everything I went through in childhood.
Yeah. It's
My
fun.
name-
It's fun for that to come full circle for you. You get so frustrated as an immigrant child that you have to change your name to Chris to fit in, and then you're like you become an adult. You get confidence. You get a little cash. You're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna reclaim my name, and we're gonna call it Ballback Podcast. And then everyone was like, what is it? Ballsack Podcast? What is it called?
So many people are like, the what?
The Booback.
Everything that I went through pre-16
You did it again.
came out.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I said, I'm going to embrace it. Bobak, international name.
Yeah.
It's all in right now.
It's exactly
You don't
the
want to be
same.
white. You want to be brown.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's in right now.
Yeah.
Or so we thought.
Or so we thought. It seems like maybe this is where we turn on the audience and we say, are you guys racist? Why couldn't you just learn this little Muslim man's name?
First of all, I am very secular. My
Yeah.
parents came here as Muslims, and they abandoned religion. They ate a lot of pork
It's a lot of praying, to be fair.
5 times a day. Well,
It's a lot.
imagine if it was a workout.
Yeah.
Every Muslim they wouldn't need bombs because
Yeah.
they'd be so ripped.
That's kind of what's going on already. They're already pretty jacked as a culture, I think.
Really?
I feel like they're in good shape.
Do you know, like, true Muslims that are
I
in
know
great shape?
a couple Muslims that are in pretty good shape.
Was Bin Laden in good shape?
He's really tall. One of my favorite tweets of all time is Terry Rozier. He plays on the Hornets, but like 10 years ago, he tweeted, he was like, "Damn, Osama's like 6'4". Why didn't he play ball?"
But he was pretty good at hiding for being as large as he was.
It's truly like amazing that he was able to hide as a tall guy like that. It's so easy to find you. But
It wasn't easy for people to find us when we were the Bobak podcast.
no, it was really hard.
So we decided to lead with my whitest friend's name, Kyle.
Oh, I thought we were doing it with your name.
No, Kyle and Chris
Oh,
explore
okay.
the universe.
I think it's the other way
No?
around.
It's
It's
Chris
Chris
and
and Kyle. Yeah.
Oh. Do you see how giving I am? That I just immediately, how inferior I think I am as a person? Where I'm like, no,
I
let's
did the
lead with
same
Kyle.
thing. I was like,
Kyle's
no, you go
taller.
first. Come
Kyle
on.
has all the privilege. Like, we have to go with
on.
Kyle. So now it's Chris and Kyle.
Yeah. I'm good with that. I think that's going to be a nice little change. Now we're going to go from 45 subscribers to probably like 48, 49.
No, hey, hold on.
50?
We're like a streaming service. We do not let people know.
Oh, can you bleep out the numbers?
The numbers that you see on our YouTube is what then? What would our YouTube be, Austin? Chris Bader Comedy. But the numbers you see have been photoshopped because we don't want people to know
Yeah.
the amount of true.
We're trying to
Viewership that
until
we have.
we're ready. We're like trying to hide our views.
We're just not gloaters. Like all those people out
Yeah.
there who have like the millions of views,
Yeah.
and it's YouTube just shows it.
For what?
Remember when Facebook was going to
Yeah.
hide the likes?
Oh yeah.
YouTube should do that.
Instagram does that, right? Isn't there? I feel like there's accounts I'll see where they like hide the likes. It's always.
I do that because I get way too many.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't want people to think
The
I'm a ball
number
hog.
stresses you out. Yeah. Yeah, I could see you more likely to hide the comments because
Yeah.
you're like, I don't want to hear it.
Chris Bader Comedy, you can't comment.
Yeah.
We turned off the comments.
Please don't look at it.
So here I am, back to trying to be white like I did my whole first half of my life,
Yeah.
up until the last 5 years that I embraced it, and we're going to explore everything.
Yeah, I'll bring you some white cuisine. Macaroni and cheese.
I have a Wendy's cheeseburger in
That's
the fridge
perfect.
and the
That's-
chili. I don't know how much white it gets.
Yeah, that's pretty white.
Drunk order
Yeah.
happened on Saturday.
What did you do Saturday?
I did a couple shows,
Okay.
and I met some of my friends at a bar. The bar served food late, but I didn't think it was anyone's business to know what I was going to eat.
Yeah.
So, I ordered some Wendy's. It was a $71 order, small order. $71 on the apps with the plus and everything. You can get 8 to 9 sandwiches plus chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
It is very economical. There is no inflation at Wendy's.
Yeah. To spend $71 at Wendy's is so funny though.
No. I spent $71 at my house.
Oh,
the Wendy's came to me.
The Wendy's came to you. If you had one restaurant in your house like Richie Rich, what would it be?
Oh, like always going?
Yeah.
Flat Top, bar none.
Really?
My buddy Steve and I, who you met in LA, Steve, who I love, we were at Second City, and we would go to Flat Top after every class. And at one point, I think they wanted to stop serving us because we were like a 12 top at Flat Top. We just kept going up because you could pay $2 extra and get your bowl refilled.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we would just go back up.
Paying $2.
No, $2 extra and you have an unlimited bowl.
What? Okay.
Things have changed.
Yeah, they don't
It's
do
Biden's
that
fault.
anymore.
It's Biden's fault.
There's a lot of things that are his fault.
Yeah. I started to blame Reagan, and then now I blame every president.
Yeah.
Really. They never found the coke.
Whose do you think it is?
I've been talking about it a little bit. I just think there's a Secret Service guy who was the coke guy.
For sure, yeah.
And he's the guy who has it.
I also think it's hilarious that it's as soon as it happened, people were like, Hunter left his cocaine there.
It's such an easy one.
And it's if you want to find Hunter's cocaine, you're going to have to look inside his nose. It is. He's not the kind of guy that's leaving full bags anywhere. He knows where every bit of cocaine he has is.
There's got to be there's got to be a White House intern or someone who they're just everyone was gone to Camp David.
Yeah.
And they just thought, this is our chance to party.
Yeah, let's go.
And they had it. And they have the access, so no one's checking you. It's like a little powdered substance. They could bring it everywhere with them.
That's true. It is the easiest drug to probably sneak onto places.
Except for the drug dogs. Well, you would know. Because you're a big dog guy. Can dogs smell it?
I don't know. Can dog?
What are your dogs?
Can dogs smell cocaine, or is it just bombs and weed?
Yeah, we'll have.
Because I don't think. I bet maybe because I feel like that shit's kind of just nonsense, anyways. Every drug. Damn, that sucks.
What does your dog do when you have weed around your house? Does it bother your dog?
He hates it. He goes.
Oh, he does. So you basically abusing your dog.
He hates it, and then he goes and sits on the other corner, and then he goes.
Yeah, just like I would when my uncle would smoke around me when I was a toddler. I didn't want that smoke.
Right.
Not weed. It was just cigarettes. Kids don't like the secondhand smoke.
Well, he's not a kid. He's a dog.
I thought everyone treats their dog as their child.
It is a little too much, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Do you do the baby to your dog?
I mean, it's hard not to be hey, buddy, how are you?
So what's your dog? Tell me your dog voice. Pretend like I'm your dog.
It's just
hey,
I'm
your dog. I'm your.
I'm hey, buddy, what's up, man? How are you? Are you good? Do you want lamb jerky? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, go in your crate.
You always leave me in here.
Dad has got to go podcast.
These
bills aren't going to not pay themselves.
Leave me more jerky, you fuck.
Yeah, he is pretty food motivated, so I can get away with a lot of bad behavior.
We're going to cover everything, right?
Sure.
There's no
everything. Anything in the universe.
Anything in the universe that interests us.
Needs exploring.
And if there's people out there, our fans, the thousands of them, if people want a topic or you want to DM us,
hit them.
Hit us. Hit us in the DMs. Hit us on YouTube. Hit Austin on his viral Instagram.
Yeah, he'll be the one with the followers.
Yeah, with the literally fall. The fall. He calls them the followers. He made a shirt.
Really?
Follow me. Because he falls.
That's all right.
Follow me.
Could you do that?
Own it.
Can you do that again?
I own it. Follow me. So what would it be? FAL follow. FALL.
I think
hyphen.
We're thinking too much about it.
Follow.
Yeah, you got it. You don't need me on this.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about how you're an absolute freak that went to go see Barbie at 40 years old by yourself at 9 o'clock in the morning?
First of all, bleep that, because we know I'm 34.
31. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, you're 31. I'm 34.
Okay.
I've always been a couple years older than you.
That's true.
I'm doing another pod, and they asked me to do my homework, and I was like, oh, what's that? Like, well, we all watched Oppenheimer, Barbie, just pick one. And I woke up this morning, and naturally I did my dad bod cardio, and I showered, and I went and saw Barbie in the AMC at 9:30 in the morning.
Who's there
by
at
myself?
9:30?
I was so uncomfortable.
Of course you were.
Because, well, you don't know. I never understood the Barbie thing. I didn't do any research on it. I was like, Barbie to me is for children. It's Barbie.
Yeah.
The only time I ever touched a Barbie, went near a Barbie, I bought my niece a Barbie dollhouse like 2 years ago. She went ballistic.
Yeah.
And holy shit, it's a Tesla car payment. Like, why
Yeah.
is it so expensive?
Because that's the reaction they
Yeah.
get.
And I remember giving it to her. It was an awesome moment or whatever. And she still has it and loves it. But I was like, I'll go see Barbie. And Margot Robbie, which to me is Margot Throbby.
Nice.
You like
Your
that?
penis?
Yeah, because I get excited. Throbs. And Ryan Gosling, same thing. I get the same reaction with him. And I was like, all right, I'll go see what this is about. I didn't really do a lot of research or like didn't Rotten Tomatoes it or synopsis. I called Movie Boy Austin. He's like, oh, that's incredible, dynamite. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, and I don't like it now.
Okay, so here's who was in the movie theater. I got there. I got a 64-ounce Coke Zero.
At fucking 9 o'clock in the morning.
I didn't have my coffee. It was an early start for me.
Okay.
And so I got the Coke Zero. First of all, I hadn't been in a movie theater in 5 years.
Really?
So, yeah.
What was the last movie you saw?
Frozen with my niece 5 years ago. So clearly I have a track record.
If someone looks at
punch
the
card.
movie tickets you're buying,
I was with my sister and my niece. So
Yeah.
I looked appropriate
The
then.
list does
Frozen
not
was
show
10
this.
years ago. I just want to point that out.
Whatever the newer version
Oh,
was.
the new one? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
relax, Roger Ebert from the dead. Like,
Yeah.
take it easy, dude. So I go there. I'm kind of just deer in headlights. Like, hey, I have this ticket. I go up the escalator, go here, go here. Can I get Coke? She's like, you get it over there. And I was like, oh, and then it's the digital machines, which even for me, I'm still confused. Sorry.
Can someone just give me my stuff? If
Yeah.
You're gonna charge me $9 for a soda.
Exactly.
Can I just?
I gotta walk.
can
There's
someone
three of you doing
fucking
nothing.
Give it to me.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, you're right. And I go in the movie theater. There's 6 different people. 4 of them are women well over 60 with masks sitting in different areas. And I was like,
your kind of crowd.
my kind of crowd. I was like, you guys are still wearing masks? Okay, not going to judge. You know, maybe
I will.
everyone there had the flu. I don't know. But then there's a guy, his ticket was 8 seats next to mine, like 8 seats over. He looked like one of those guys from the Adam Sandler movies that would be a pedophile.
Yeah.
Like, bald but the long hair.
Yeah.
He had a wedding ring on, khaki cargos, and he's watching it. There were some funny moments. Will Ferrell was great. I mean, it's Will Ferrell.
I didn't know he was in it.
He was in it. He's in it, yeah. He plays a larger role. Interesting movie.
Ken.
No, Ken's Ryan Gosling. But everyone's Ken. I don't want to spoil the movie. There's a lot of Kens, a lot of Barbies, but the main Ken was Ryan Gosling. Then there was some nostalgia stuff if you're a woman and a level of being yourself, wanting to be within yourself. Like if I had a teen daughter, or daughter maybe like 11 to 16, I'd be like, you should see this movie because it's good. It does it depicts Barbie the right way. But then I look over the last 20 minutes and the guy who looks like what Rob Schneider would play in a film is sobbing.
He's crying?
As like there's a montage of like women and Barbies, and I'm just like, this is not good. Because this guy for sure, his whole family at one point died. He probably had 4 daughters. And so he's crying about them. I don't know what to do. I'm uncomfortable. So I take my phone out of airplane mode and I just start looking at social media.
So you don't really know how it ended.
No, it ended like that. It
Yeah.
ended like this nice thing, and there was a nice moment at the end. but not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I didn't get it when you were like, I'm gonna go see Barbie. I was like, all right,
It was for this. It's
sure,
content.
Perfect.
Well-made movie. Very uncomfortable. I once the credits rolling, because I know from the Marvel movies, like you wait to see what the end of the credits are. So
yeah.
I just left. But it was definitely a huge commercial for Mattel.
Some people really hated it, and that was
It was most grown men just hated it. Probably
okay.
because they have to take their kid and they didn't want to take their kid, and they're just like another movie. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Is it a kids movie? Would you say it's a?
No. It's
So
for
it's just-
adults that want to be kids, right?
No, it's more for the 30-year-old plus crowd who used to play with Barbies before there was phones and stuff.
Who have kids though, right?
Yeah,
or
they
no?
could take
Okay.
their kids. It's just there's a whole.
Do
synergy
kids
to
still
it.
play with like action figures and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have a younger sister. So what does she play with?
Yeah, she played with American Girl. She had all my mom's Barbies.
Okay.
My grandpa made a dream house that was a model of like their house. It was crazy. But yeah, she played with it and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely more like people my age loved it because it was like, it's got our actors we like. We love Ryan Gosling. We love Margot Robbie. And then
You're saying a bunch of 24,
my
25-year-olds.
whole theater was just 24, 25-year-olds, all dressed in pink. Some of them dressed as Oppenheimer.
I saw a
Dude.
lot of people wearing pink. Yeah.
Society, like this is not good. Like when we're 24 and 25, which was a couple years ago for us,
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's 3 years ago.
could you imagine a world where a bunch of people dress up like Barbie and go to Barbie? You know what we were doing when we were 24, 25? Like it's
Just so hammered.
just
So drunk.
keg races,
Nearly
watching
dying of alcohol
football, doing what
poisoning.
normal people should do. Even 24, 25-year-old girls, like, they weren't doing that. They were getting their lips done.
Yeah. They're ruining their face.
They're doing the right things. Would your 25-year-old sister have dressed up in your hometown to go see a Barbie movie?
I don't think so, no.
Like, we didn't dress up to go see The Little Mermaid. Like, I didn't dress up like Aladdin. That would have been racist.
Yeah. No, actually, it would have been fine, I think, for
I
you.
think part of the joke also is like people dress like Star Wars. Like for Star Wars, they used
Yeah.
to dress up, so they were treated this like.
Where the fuck is he going to movies at? Did you dress up as Rocky when like Rocky 6 came out? Like, did you wear an
Well,
Italian
that wasn't
suit?
an event, but like Star Wars is like, you know what I'm saying? Like the people
Yeah.
used to camp out and like dress as Yoda and shit.
Wait a
to go
minute.
see the newer Star Wars.
I know you think you're James Cameron, but Rocky was an event.
No, was it? No, it
When
wasn't.
when Rocky came out, the latest Rocky, at least in our towns, it was huge.
Like the first ever Rocky?
No,
Okay.
come on, I wasn't
I mean,
around.
that came out like 1979
No.
or
No, Balboa
He was
and
only
Rocky.
like
when,
11
when the newer Rockies came out prior to Creed, 2006, it was wild. Theaters were packed with people. It was an event.
I really liked the first Creed. The first Creed's awesome.
I loved all the Creeds, but I love the first Creed.
The
especially.
second one kind of let me down a little
Really?
bit. And then I never watched the third one.
Third one's good.
I
watched
just
it.
loved the first one. And the second
Okay.
one, I was just like, oh,
Dark Knight. We didn't dress up as Batman to go to the movie theater.
no.
What
we just,
movie
we just
theater are you
had-
going to?
that was on
We-
the news. You can find news things of people dressing up as the Joker and.
Was that the, and that was the
Yeah, those
one-
are called school shooters.
Yeah, that was literally just a shooter, I think.
No, that
at
was
You have to
the next
bleep
movie.
that. You have to bleep that.
We got to bleep shooters again. So
According to
we
Austin.
have to, we can't say the words, but it's okay if it happens like every other day.
You say that.
Well, it's not okay. We're not happy that it's happening.
Yeah, as long as we don't have to hear it with our ears, I think we're fine. You know. All right. Well, let's go to something lighter. You want to do something a little lighter?
Yeah. Let's start talking about
So
something that
Instead of jumping around on news stories, kind of like we did on the old one, or product review stuff, maybe we'll do product review stuff. I mean, who knows? We're
we're
kind
not
of just
opposed
gonna
to it.
pick something and then do a little deep dive into it. So today, we're just going with something light, something. I mean, you had Barbie in the morning. We're trying to start off on like a welcoming first foot. So we are gonna talk about the serial killer that keeps throwing bodies in the lake.
Yes, we want to be as relatable as possible.
We want to keep it light
Very
and
light,
fun.
light, fun, funny,
Yeah,
especially funny. It's not funny that people are disappearing and just getting thrown in the lake or the river, but it is something.
Yeah, when you picked this one, I was like, how are we gonna make this funny?
Well, dude, but this is what's funny. It is the selective memory of people. Just nobody's talking about this. at
Yeah.
all. Like people are kind of talking about it, but there is not enough outrage.
There's just so much going on, I feel like now. Like where it's like news cycles just last for like 24 hours, then it's gone. And then the same thing, I mean, like it keeps happening though, this summer even.
Yeah, people are more concerned with the amount of rain Chicago has got in July than the amount of bodies that have gone missing.
Yeah. Well, once the rain dries up, we'll probably find a couple more.
That's more than likely. That's more than likely.
Yeah.
It's been since the beginning of the year, 16?
What?
16 have gone missing, right?
Yeah, 16 bodies total have been reported missing. Some of them are unidentified deaths, and then some of them are suicide. Like a couple of them are suicides. One of them's accident.
Do you believe the suicide ones, though? I feel like that'd be hard to prove that someone was trying to kill themselves into that. Because that's such a hard way to kill yourself.
But this is, okay, first of all, horrible thing to happen to people, but I don't believe that people maybe if they're intoxicated, but like 2 a.m, like the times that it's happening or allegedly happening, no one's really seen a lot of the footage. Some people have said that they've seen some of the footage where it literally looks like a guy in his like late 20s or mid 30s. I don't want to say any of the victims' names, but they walk right up to the lake or the river and just, it looks like they're just jumping in or diving in. So that could be, I mean, in the middle of winter, like, you're going to freeze to death.
Yeah. But like, dude, even that is like, that's how you want to go though? Like, I don't believe that that's like, that people are like, I'll freeze to death. And that seems like the least painful way to go.
No, because people usually want to do it like in a fashion that ends quickly.
Yeah. Or painless.
A lot
of people go pills.
Yeah, or Dr. Jack Kevorkian.
Yeah. Or blow your little brains out.
Or eat enough Wendy's.
That you slowly die.
So you slowly die. By artery cloggage.
Arteries, yeah.
I just don't... What bothers me about these stories is some are saying, like some of these, I say kids, but some of these like males are out at they're at the salt shed, they're at concerts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when we were that age, now clearly I'm wrong because they would dress up as Batman and the Little Mermaid and go see movies, which sounds like more like a bunch of furries doing something. But what I don't understand is who is getting so fucked up that they say, yeah, let's go jump in the lake. Let's jump in the river. A couple, maybe a couple. Like one of your friends is daring you. They're totally like stoned out of their mind or they're drunk. They're like, all right, I'll do it. But that's more of your friends being like, I saw Bobby jump in.
Yeah.
No one's seeing any of these people.
I do agree that like a young kid would like be like, fuck yeah, let's try to jump in. But not by themselves. I don't think anybody would try to do that because it's like a dare thing, you know? And why would you do a dare by yourself? So you can tell people and they go, that's not real.
And the last guy by the salt shed again was 63. So like he's not daring himself.
Yeah, that's true.
But a lot of these profiles are in their 20s or early 30s.
I thought the salt shed was 26.
That was one of them, but most recent, the guy was 63.
Another one?
Yeah, last week.
Jesus.
Now the salt shed is like the place to dump people.
They have good shows too.
Yeah, great shows. But when a concert's bad,
you kind of want to go in the river. Oh.
If it's bad, it's just
it is. I will say
he played all covers.
To those guys, originals. To those guys' credit, it is like $16 a beer at Salt Shed. So, I mean, you overdraft your account, you're like, all right.
Lollapalooza tickets are going for like $400 a day.
That's insane. It sucks. I've been so many times, and it's
so many, and every time it's the same thing.
It's fine. Also, if you know anyone, I feel like you can always get into festivals for free usually. Like if you know anyone that has any kind of this is just kind of one time I passed out water at Riot Fest, and you're like, can I get in? And they're like, yeah, for sure, I got you. They have comps, everyone.
They do. Oh, every festival has comps, and there's always some kind of way to get in. But there's also the years of Lollapalooza where you'd see kids just
Jump the fence.
scaling the fence.
Yeah.
That's the best.
You ever see now maybe this isn't a good one, but there's one year there's a video of all these kids jumping the fence, and there's a kid with like one leg, or he's got like a fake, like a, what is that called?
Prosthetic limb.
Prosthetic limb.
And didn't he take it off and throw it over?
I think he was the only one they caught.
Oh man.
It was a bummer. The cop should have just let him go.
At that point, you got to cheer him on.
Yeah. It's like, it's okay, man. I'm just going to let you go on this
Are you
one.
sure he didn't take it off and throw it over?
I don't know. No, I'm remembering this from a video I saw years ago.
I know, but in my head, I'm thinking of like
I don't remember what happened.
I'm thinking of like the kid who's like super crafty and like maybe he has a prosthetic limb, but the rest but he's also like in very good shape.
Yeah.
And he took it and threw it over, or he takes it off and hits it over the cop over the head with it,
and then he
gets in.
Healy scooter things, and he just goes around the cop.
The kids at Lollapalooza. One year I did. This is like 10 years ago. We had like aviator sunglasses on. Me and my buddy, we thought it would be funny, and we'd go up to kids and we'd say, "Hey, police, give me all your drugs. You guys are in trouble." And kids would be like, "Shit." And they'd all empty it out. we didn't have like a badge, we just had like a lanyard. And we're like, "Hey, show me all your stuff." And there was just piles of like mushrooms.
Did you take it?
No. We started joking. We're like, "We're not the cops, you dummy. Give me a hit."
I mean, that's a pretty.
It's a fun prank.
Fun way
do.
to ingratiate yourself to people, I guess.
Yeah.
Scare them, make them feel good.
Yeah, but we didn't buy them beers. That would be, I'm not going to enable a minor.
Yeah, you're not a monster.
No, I'm not a monster, but they had some good weed.
I do think that's like when you go to like festivals, concerts. I mean, anything like I do think a lot of this comes from like people getting way too fucked up in public, which is, but it's like, are they getting fucked? Or is it just people getting too fucked up, or is it like people getting drugged? Like it seems like you'd almost have to be drugged to for me to not be able to swim. I would like have to be drugged, I think.
But can you swim when the current is like that? Like if you jump off the LaSalle Street Bridge, like I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you. I mean, maybe. But again, none of the reports are coming out with like actual autopsies of like was there something in their system?
Yeah.
In New York,
some of them said they had like defensive wounds, though.
Defensive wounds?
Yeah. Like meaning they were like trying to fight back.
See, like lacerations from defensive. See, that's like Dexter type stuff.
Yeah.
And no one, but I think, I think police in general and like, government officials, like at times they have a very thankless job, or they may or may not be undermanned, underwoman. Like they may not have enough people, but I've been told that the current system in police, from like just retired friends that I may know, that they used to have a stack of 10 unsolved crimes, but now it's like a stack of 200.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's so difficult for them to get through it all. But
78 shootings every weekend. Of course that's the case.
No, there's like 68.
Sorry. Dude, I'm sorry. What I said was hyperbole. Like it's fucked up. I shouldn't have said that.
That's why Avi's joke is so funny.
Yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, but 3 million other people had a great weekend.
Had a nice weekend.
It's so good.
Dude, have you ever had anyone try to pick you up before?
Yes, but this was when I was 25, 26, and I lived at my sister's condo, like in the Gold Coast. And there would be women who drive around in nicer cars, and they would roll down the window, and they'd be like, hey, this is like 1 a.m. if you're drunk around like the area of like those bars. They'd be like, hey, what's up, baby? Do you want to ride? And some of my friends like went. Some of them were prostitutes.
Yeah.
Some were. One of my friends went in there when he was wasted, and he got mugged. Like they lower you in the car, and then they just like mug you or
and then
take
there's
all
someone
your
in
shit.
the backseat.
Yeah, then some of them had sex with prostitutes in alleys.
But the prostitute has a car. Why wouldn't you just?
Well, I think it comes with the service. They pick you up, and then they drive you. They park. They give you a ride home. That's what my friend said.
Damn. Okay.
But I've seen the people being like, "Do you want to ride? Do you want to ride?" I've seen it before.
I've only had like 2 incidents.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
So I got to hear it.
So one of them when I was like 21, and I was like brand new to the city. And this is the one that's scary.
I would love to meet that Kyle.
So I was like, I lived in Wrigleyville at the time. I was like down, and I didn't know how to get anywhere. So I was like down on like Clark Street, maybe like a mile down, or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe not even that far.
Okay. This is when Wrigley was like just popping all year round.
Yeah. And like in the wintertime, it would kind of be like dead, but it was just a cheap place to drink in the wintertime. Like it was really like the bar I would go to. I remember they had to stop doing the special they were doing because too many homeless people were coming in. Like it was like $1 beers and homeless people would come in and hang out. It was just, you look around, you're like, well,
well, you can't say no. I mean, they're paying customers.
They're paying customers. So I'm like down there. I'm pretty fucked up, very fucked up, and I'm like trying to figure out how to walk home. All I need to do is just walk in a straight line. I live in left field and like behind Wrigley. So I'm just walking home. Then this guy in like a super nice car pulls up. And he's like, hey, are you all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just going home. And he's like, do you want to ride? And I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm just going home. And he's like, come on, man. You seem fucked up. Let me give you a ride home. And for whatever reason, I was like, okay.
Wait.
And then I got in this guy's car. And so we're like.
Do you remember what kind of car it was?
It was like a black BMW. And I get in his car. And, he doesn't like say that much. And I'm like, I live just like right over here. And then I felt fine about it until like we're coming up on my house and just no, he doesn't hit the brakes one time. Like doesn't even slow down. I'm like, I live right there. I live right there. I live right there. And then like as soon as we get past my house, I just feel like a hand on my leg. And I was like, hey man, like I'm not gay. Like I just thought you were going to give me a ride home. Like, like, can I get out of the car? And it's like, so eventually, like, I go with this guy. Like, I don't even know what neighborhood we're in.
Wait.
Like, at this point, I don't have a smartphone. I mean, this is probably 2007 or something like that. So I don't have a smartphone. I'm brand new to the city of Chicago. I've probably never been in the neighborhood I'm at before. And so I'm like, fuck, I don't even know how to get home. And I don't have any money because I'm like fucking 21 years old. So I didn't even have a bank account at the time. So it wasn't like I could all the money I had was like in a cash envelope under my bed. And so I was like, all right, well, I don't have any money. I don't have any directions. I don't know what to do. And so I end up going to this guy, with this, so I get out of the car with this guy. We go to his apartment and I walk up, and then as soon as he goes to the bathroom, I just walk out and leave. He was trying to give me drinks the whole time. And I was like, I'm good. I was like, I'm just going to call one of my friends. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to use the restroom. As soon as he went to the bathroom, I just walked out. And then I just ran.
How old do you think the guy was?
Maybe not that old. Maybe like late 20s or something like that.
And when he put his hand on your leg and you're like, hey, man, I'm not, what did he say? It's okay?
Nothing. He was very silent the whole time. That was what was so eerie about it. He was just completely silent. He was never pushy about anything. But I'll never forget, my heart started fucking coming out of my chest.
That's scary,
when we were driving by my house and he just hit the gas. And I was like, I live right there. I live right there. And he was like,
did he have a nice house?
To go by it. I genuinely, it was just an apartment. It was just it was so bizarre, dude. Because it was pre-smartphone, I was like, fuck. I found one of my friends, I found the cross streets of where one of my friends sort of lived. And that's how I was able to find my way home. So instead of it taking me 1 hour to walk home, it took 2 hours. But I just had to go by these landmarks that I knew.
Was there a moment where you're in that guy's house and you thought about your cash envelope that you had with all your money on your bed? You're like, I could double this if I suck it.
I think he was more planning on murdering me. I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, what is he? It's that's the kind of stuff where you're like, does this guy want to hurt me? Does he just want to have sex with me? What is it? But it was it's very funny to just I was just so fucked up that it was I was an easy target. And then the other time it happened to me, I was working at Groupon, downtown, and this group of pretty younger guys than me. I was probably 25, 26, and I was walking to the bus stop, so it's 6 p.m. And these guys are like, get in our fucking car. And I was like, no. They're like, get your bitch ass in the fucking car. And I was like, no. And they're like, get your fucking ass in the car right now. And I was like, no. And then they just kind of stood there and like mean mugged me for a second and then sped off. So it was like the complete opposite. Like it was like they were like super pushy and like it was like a group of like 3 guys too. It was weird.
One time,
I think they just wanted to rob me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, good job that time not getting in the car.
You live, you learn.
4 years later. 4 years later.
Yeah.
Now you'd be like, no,
Really
you get in
learned the
my
lesson.
car.
Yeah. Guess what, bitch? I got a car now. Don't get in the back though. That's where the dogs go.
There was this one time we were going through the drive-thru. We were like 22 in Champaign. It was the late night McDonald's. And my buddy, was clearly, we were drunk. And he was driving. And he just kept laying on the horn. My buddy did. Because the people in front of us were just taking forever. And there's like 5 guys in the car, and you could just tell.
Yeah.
And he's just laying on the horn. And so one guy gets out. He's pretty big. And you know how my friend could control the window. Like he had the power locks on or whatever. And so he rolled down the window. The guy's coming to my side. And it was like a huge black dude with a do-rag. And he rolls on it and he's like, you done honking? And I was like, oh, sorry. And he punches me.
He punches you?
He punches me in the face. And I was like, oh, shit. And my friend...
Did he get you good?
He got me like good enough where my eye started bleeding a little bit. I
Yeah.
had like a small shiner the next day. But my friend, it just pulls up. Like he punches me, walks back his car, just gets in. And they drive away with their McDonald's. Then I'm holding my eye. I'm like, dude, why'd you roll out the window? My buddy's like, what do you want? And I was like, I'll have 3 McChickens.
For $3.33, you got punched in the face.
I got punched in the face, but I got 3 McChickens. So that was like not really abducted, but that was me getting hit.
Yeah.
I feel like if somebody had the right food, like in my 20s, if you said, hey, get in the car, and they had like a large pizza, and then
that's what
I would probably
I think
do
fucked
it.
up people are like,
I would do it for food.
yeah. I could, yeah, you do a lot of stuff for food.
Or I have done a lot of stuff for food.
That's true. We won't mention it. Does it, yeah, we're out all the time. Do you see like situations where you're like, this feels like unsafe? Or not even necessarily where you feel unsafe, but you see other people and you're kind of like watching it out of like the corner of your eye and you're like, I'm going to see like just where this goes for a second.
Yeah. Because, okay, first of all, never want to have daughters. Not because they wouldn't be great. Like, I love my niece and stuff, but it's just so scary.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a scary world.
St. Patrick's Day in Chicago.
Yeah.
Let's just take that for an example. I think there was somebody around St. Patrick's Day who actually ended up in the river.
Really?
It might have been one of the celebrations, the unofficial one, but I'm pretty positive. And you are so drunk all day. People are so drunk. And you hear the worst stories, like fell off 3rd floor balcony, had to get it's such a dangerous day, just in general, for the cities that celebrate it, where you see, Chicago is not what it was 10, 15 years ago. It's still a big city. You have to be careful. And you see girls like who are just so drunk. Like, I have a joke about it, but it's like not, that part's not funny, where they have like a Jimmy John sandwich in their back pocket and they're just walking like that. But like, where are all the friends?
Yeah.
Like, why are you alone? Even
Why
if
are
it's
you
4 p.m.
separated?
light out, like, why are you, like, somebody get her in a car,
Yeah.
you know? And then,
This is the worst part about being friends with guys, though, is they're like, where's Chris? And it's like, I don't know. He's probably fucking over there or something.
nobody, dude, is watching your butt. Like,
Yeah, your
you know, when
buddy's
you're younger,
just-
like, when you're in your 20s, like, nobody was like, oh,
No.
where's he at? Because they're just as bad, and they're
Yeah.
like at the side of the bar.
I will say, though, when I was really in my getting hammered days, my friend, I did have like a small group of friends that would always like kind of
have your back. Yeah.
yeah, because I was like just fucking blacking out all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would have been dead otherwise.
Dude, we're lucky we haven't been.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's where I think that like I could see that some of this being accidents. I could see some of it like being like people being hurt, or when people get so fucked up, it's really hard to figure out what happens.
But if you are a serial killer, if someone is, it's almost the perfect mix.
Yeah.
Because these people are there. And so the New York Post and like Yahoo and a couple other cited places were saying that in New York, there was a retired detective, a police detective in New York, and another guy who was a criminology professor who were kind of following this. This goes back to like the early 2000s.
Yeah, he like retired and then said he was gonna do it, right? And then he got cancer like right away.
Well, they tried to just cancel him, like the media, everybody, like anything else. They made him look like a quack, and they're just like, and he said, no. This is, think about it. The toxicology report, like the date rape drug, Liquid G, showed up in a few cases in New York, which it's not, at least now, it's not like a prevalent party drug. There aren't kids that are like, is it?
In some
I don't know.
In some communities, people like
really it
do
is.
GHB.
Oh, what is G? So that's Liquid G?
Yeah. Like that's the same thing, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's like you do like a drop or something, and it makes you like feel like you had 6
Austin,
beers.
will you Google where can I buy GHB? Let's get him on a fucking list.
The three of us just all take it in here.
Yeah.
And just be like,
oh, I'm tired.
no, but they're saying there's a faction of killers, the smiley face killers.
Yeah.
And they brought this to the FBI. FBI closed the case, and everywhere they've kind of brought, they keep closing the case. But the retired criminal detective in New York said that this is a perfect way for someone to kill someone because of the water. Like in the water and like just
we were
dumping
talking
them.
about that, where it's like you can inject it with like you can inject the cap without ever breaking the seal on the water, and like
but I meant like
even know.
And in the water, like when they're submerged after they've drowned and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he also said that some people weren't showing they were
or like
they weren't showing that they were drowning like in the river by like the water, like they had already been.
Seemed like a second location.
It was like the second thing that killed them, like they had already been killed by like the drug or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're saying it's kind of like a perfect mix, but he thinks there's like a whole faction in other large cities where they all kind of work in unison. It's almost like a cell, like an organization where they're killing people, and it's just been avoided because it's so hard to track.
But there's no like, these aren't like people that are like hedge fund managers or something like that, Like, I mean, like what's a group of people gaining from killing these people?
I mean, I don't know. None of us have studied serial killers to like know enough of like why they're doing it.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of younger males that were targeted.
Dude, there's nothing more scary than like people who are willing to hurt people for like literally no reason. Like just like
It's insane.
they see you and they're like, I'm gonna kill that guy.
It's insane.
Like,
Yeah, that's why Bill Gates.
I was just going to get Wendy's. I didn't know this would be my last trip.
I'm telling everyone out there, the safest thing to do is to download all the food apps and just have it come to your house.
Yeah.
When you're drunk, don't go.
I wonder. Also, it's like
the food apps is.
A little bit?
Austin, have you thought about putting something in someone's sandwich?
Well, like there's been a couple times where like I've ordered food because of our thing, and like it'll show me like who's delivering it and what the car is and stuff.
And they'll show up on like a totally different thing.
Yeah, a whole different car, not the right person, and then like the food is not sealed, even though I've ordered something from.
Oh, that's happened
Like
to
say
me.
it's from Wendy's, and I got like a little Frosty, and they always have the thing over the straw thing, but then it doesn't have it, and I'm like, I guess I'm throwing that away.
It is kind of the trust you put in the driver, who probably has had a horrible week, and they're going to pick up your food at 1:30 in the morning, and then they're bringing it to your house.
Yeah.
And like, what could happen to it on the way?
I don't know.
Should I stop ordering?
But now it's like, what do? You worry about everything? Like, is that like, you can't like go through life just not trusting anything?
We should just all wear masks.
Yeah.
What if we wore masks and stayed inside for a year and a half?
I want to float it out there that I hate the Uber Eats people who are like tag teaming it like it's a couple or something.
Yeah,
I hate that.
dude. That's like 50% of the ones.
Oh yeah, there's like 4 kids in the back seat.
Like that makes
the
it
kid
seem
gives it. A
suspicious.
9-year-old hands it to you. I'm like, am I buying Hershey bars for your basketball league?
To me, I'm like, this is the perfect way. Like, the building I'm in. You have an extra helping hand that you can just, you just wait for me to eat it and fall asleep, and then you come in.
Do you go pick it up?
Yeah.
Like, or do you let them bring it to you? Because I always go outside and pick it up.
I go outside and pick it up.
Yeah.
Same.
But then they know me. They see my face.
I think that's better though, because
I
I'm
know.
like, bitch, take a look.
It's scary out there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to say.
I think it is. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've ever had any like Uber drivers that were like super creepy. Because that's another situation where it's like, well, fuck it. I haven't worked there long enough that I don't think it matters. I used to do like driver support
You did?
for Uber. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, it'll be fine, I think.
Okay.
They didn't give me health insurance, so I can talk about it.
How dare them?
But I would always have to be like, to guys, be like, this is not a fucking dating app. Stop trying to make your customers uncomfortable.
Oh, wow.
And like hitting on your customers. I was like,
That's not cool.
This is a daily conversation I'd have to have with like drivers, like where I'd be like, stop it. Like, you're done, dude. You're like, I'll fucking kick you off the platform if you don't like stop being a creep.
Did you watch that TV show, the Uber TV show, Super, what was it?
Super Bad, the movie?
No, they had a
Jonah Hill?
whole season about Uber. Super Pumped, I think it is.
Oh, I don't know.
Super Pump, the battle for Uber.
Yeah. You didn't watch that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you need to watch that, especially
Okay.
because you work there.
Yeah.
You would love it. It's about Travis and like Uber and how it started and like all the stuff you're talking about that they try to hide.
Dude, the first time I got an Uber, I didn't like. I mean, it had to be a decade ago. Like my a friend of mine like worked there, and he was like, "Yeah, you should try it." And the first one I did, like the guy was like, "Hey, man, you got a cigarette?" And then we just like smoked ciggies in his car on the way to something, and it was like $8, and I was like, "Oh man, Ubers rock." And then I never had that experience ever again. Like it was the first one I ever took. I was like, damn, this is fucking great. This rules. Could just smoke cigarettes in this guy's car, and it's $8 to go like from, Logan Square to like downtown.
The guy's like jamming out with you and he's
Yeah.
like giving you an edible.
Yeah, I do think it's like it must be pretty creepy for girls, because like my girlfriend always like, if she gets even the weirdest feeling about it,
She sends you her location?
sends me her location
Good.
like right away. Because dude, it happens like a lot. Like where, I feel like they're like asking qualifying questions. Like, I just don't think you should give people any of your information. Like whenever people are like, if an Uber driver you don't know is like, or just anyone is like, oh, is that where your boyfriend lives? Like they're, oh, is that where you live? It's like, don't answer any of these questions.
I always click the silent, give the
Yeah.
option of like quiet ride.
Yeah.
But whenever I get dropped off at the comedy clubs,
Yeah.
like they say, "Oh, is there a show tonight?" But I never say I'm a comedian,
Yeah.
because then you have the like
You have to have
20
the
minutes of like,
worst
I thought
conversation.
about doing it.
You know,
Like, it's like,
who
no.
I like.
What do you think of this?
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know.
You guys aren't allowed to say anything anymore, are you?
yeah.
Everyone's so triggered, and I'm like,
I'll go to a show. Can you get me tickets?
Yeah.
Give me your number. I don't want to do that.
You literally only have to do that so many times before you're like, I'll just say I'm going to the show.
Wait, the airport guys. Have you ever been leaving an airport? And there's a guy's like, do you want to ride? Do you want to ride? Do you want to ride?
Yeah.
So I went with what I thought was a serial killer. This was 10 years ago, had to be, where I landed in O'Hare. The taxi line, there was no taxis. It was like after Vegas. It was like super late, like 1:30 in the morning. Flight was delayed. I'm so hungover from the weekend, and I just want to go home. And there's this one guy, again, stereotypical from a movie, like slick back hair. He had his Winstons in his pocket, and he's like, "Hey, you need a ride?" He's like, "I got a medallion." I'm like, "Yeah, where are you parked?" He's like, "Just this garage over here." So I walked with him with my bag to like 2 garages at the airport. I get in his car. It's probably like a Lincoln that's from like the 90s. And I get in the back, smells like cigarettes, newspapers are everywhere. I'm like, fuck. And there wasn't shared your location. I had an Android.
Yeah.
This is like 11 years ago.
Yeah.
There was like nothing. And so
That's what I think. I really think this shit's probably been going on for a long time. And it's
Yeah.
just now we can put together clues of it because everyone has their location.
yeah, and he's like, "So where do you live?" And so I give him the address, and he's like taking out a map. Like he has a map with a magnifying glass.
Man, he didn't have like a Garmin back then.
No, the guy had nothing. This is 11 years ago.
Yeah, you have
and
a
so he's
Garmin.
so he's just like, all right. And I was like, no, I was like, take this, go here. And he's like, okay. He's going so fast. And I'm just like, man, this is it. Like, there's no way
Yeah.
I'm going to get home. And then, lo and behold, he got me home. I just got to Vegas with my buddies. I lost everything in Las Vegas. He had one of those credit card machines where you like go like this. He like had it on his thing, but I was so happy to be in the circle drive of my building. But there was a long moment in time where I just said, "There's no way."
Yeah.
But he didn't touch my leg. He didn't invite me inside.
Yeah.
I didn't go inside his house.
I didn't know what to do. I was afraid if I was like,
It's scary, dude.
dude,
Yeah,
it's
your
because
story is scary.
you really do like start to panic, and then you make worse choices, even though you know it's the worst choice.
Yeah, it's just
Like
not
I
good.
can see how people like. I don't think I have as much of that anymore, but as a younger person, you have less life experience. You have like less like confidence in yourself. People are always telling you, you know, you don't know anything, and then so you do stuff, and then it goes bad, and you're like, okay, well maybe I should just listen to this guy. Like maybe I don't know anything, and then you know you're in the river. I really think like you just got to be like you gotta.
But then it's like, what is no?
But then what? You're not allowed to have fun anymore. Like it's like it sucks that we live in a world like this where it's like you're gonna be.
And what's happening? Like that they're just ending up in there by themselves. And where are the like? This is definitely an unsolved mystery. Like
Yeah.
and I don't know if we're ever gonna find out.
Well, like every true crime podcast or story, this doesn't have an ending.
No.
Yeah,
it doesn't have any. Hopefully, it ends well. And then it's gonna be even scarier when they find out it is this faction of smiley face killers and
Yeah.
like. It's like 2037, and you see like these 11 men
Yeah,
and women just all.
and it could be like
imprisoned.
copycat killers too. I mean, that's like could easily be something that's happening.
I can imagine the true crime podcast is making everyone turn into a copycat killer. Yeah, they're like, oh, that's how you do it.
Don't you think it's kind of weird that everyone's gotten into like solving true crime?
Yeah,
They're like their own detective.
I was interested in this because it was. I wanted to kind of explore this a little bit because it's happening in our backyard, and I was
Yeah.
like, man, this is wild. I've never been a true crime guy. What was the Woody Harrelson True Detective? I thought that first season was good because I like
Yeah, it was.
Vince Vaughn, but that's scary to me, by the way. Like I'm scared of scary movies, and that was too scary for me.
That was too scary.
That was too scary for
all
me.
right.
That was like scary. So I'm a pussy.
Yeah, that's crazy. You seem so tough. That's crazy. You make me fearful every time I'm around you. I'm always like, what am I gonna do? What if he hits me?
What if he invites me and rubs my leg?
Dude, isn't that crazy? I probably could have just got.
You could have doubled the
murdered.
cash in the envelope.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of cash. It wasn't a lot. I was like scalping tickets for a living.
Shut up. You scalp tickets?
Uh-huh.
How'd you do?
Bad. I mean, I like worked for like a guy, so it
Oh,
was like he made
so
a lot
you
of
were the
money off
runner.
of me. I was the runner. Yeah, I made like an hourly wage. It stunk.
Shadiest thing you had to do.
Well, because you don't make any money, you just like immediately start being shady. Like it's the only way you can make any money. So if they were like, "Hey, I want $100 off of this pair of tickets," you're like, "Okay," and then you take them out and you'd be like, 120, who wants them? And then you take the 20, and then you make a little extra cash.
Oh, okay.
So that was like immediately the shady shit you had to do. But you usually
That's
have, like-
gratuity.
yeah.
That's a service fee. You don't report that to your
Yeah.
boss. You take that. You're 21 running his ticket.
It was.
Yeah.
I would like buy Cubs tickets and Bulls tickets and stuff, and it was so. I mean, this is probably 2007 or something like that. So I was just jumping on different computers to do it. Like there's all these old computers, and I'd just go, just keep trying.
Yeah,
to
that's what they make you do.
grab them. Yeah.
I have buddies who still to this day they did it, and it's all about like the waiting room and having like 25 people, and now there's like
it's a
30
numbers
credit
game.
cards.
Yeah.
They're like traders. There's like charts and stuff.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. And then like half of I mean, if the team sucks, then it's like you just wasted your time, kind of too.
Seems super stressful.
Yeah. It was. You know what? I'm not going back into it. I think I'm retired.
You are?
Scalping
thinking about
tickets.
retiring.
Yeah.
We're gonna retire on this podcast.
I don't think so. But maybe.
Well, this has been episode 1. Would we say?
Yeah, we'll say.
Episode 110. No.
Yeah, I guess
Wait,
I mean,
Austin, what episode is this for us? Like technically, Kyle and I.
You guys have done like this would be 32. We filmed 33, but this would be 32.
Oh, you lost
Yeah.
the tape one time?
No, we were just posting that later.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But this is episode 1 of Chris and Kyle Explore the Universe.
But it'll all be
episode.
together. Check it all out, right?
Yeah,
On
check
YouTube,
us-
it will just be
yeah.
in a sense.
Chris
like
Bader
Rogan.
Comedy. Check us out on YouTube. We're gonna change our Instagram handle from I am Bobak to
That needs to be a discussion. I have no idea.
okay.
Yeah.
Austin's not doing great without 7
doing
other
fine,
assistants.
though,
He's doing
you
the
know?
best he can.
He's doing the best he can.
He needs to go for a car ride with a guy rubbing his leg.
Yeah. I'm old enough to be that guy now.
You are. Hey, we should practice.
It's really going. Yeah, it's really gone full circle.
And look out for our YouTube short prank show where we just pick people up and start rubbing their leg and say JK, and we take them to Wendy's. This has been Chris and Kyle Explore the Universe. Tell your parents you love them. Subscribe, like, and we love you. And we hope you listen. We hope you enjoy. And if there's anything you want us to cover,
Yeah, hit us up.
hit us up. DM us. Mom, dad, friends, cousins, the guy driving the car. I'm going to find you. I'm going to get you back for trying to touch my friend's leg. I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. Love you guys.